Leonid Petrov, who is a North Korea researcher at the International College of Management in Sydney. Thanks so much for your time for TRT World. Kim called the past 5 years the worst of the time for North Korea. Now, he rarely admits when things go wrong. But what now? Can we expect a shift in his policies moving forward?
Well, I don't think that the worst of the worst was the last 5 years. It's a misinterpretation. Last year, 2020, was a very difficult year for the whole world and for North Korea as well. So that's why Kim Jong-un apologized 3 times in just recent months. First, it was in October during the 75th anniversary of the Korean Workers' Party. He also promised to work harder in his annual national address, and now again, when he opened the 8th Congress of Korean Workers' Party, he admitted that the 5-year economic plan for national development hasn't reached the success almost in any sector. And of course, he named the reasons. It was the coronavirus, the pandemic, which stopped country from accepting tourists and visitors. The borders were closed first thing in January 2020. North Korea suffered from 3 hurricanes and floods, which destroyed North Korean infrastructure. So again, it diverted the plan. And of course, the U.S. negotiations on North Korean denuclearization and economic activity in North Korea was impeded by the international sanctions, so there was no progress on that front as well. So altogether, the last year was very difficult, but North Korean press, North Korean media praised the Korean Workers' Party Congress as the shining success and demonstration of the national unity around the leader.
Right. And, you know, this is the first Congress of its kind, as I just mentioned, in 5 years. It comes just before Joe Biden takes the office in Washington. We know that those talks between Kim and Donald Trump are stalled over sanctions. Interesting timing. What is Kim trying to achieve with holding this rare gathering now?
Well, for Kim Jong-un being a youngest leader in North Korean history, and he's in power only for the last 9 years, and it's the second Korean Workers' Party Congress in his record. So I don't think it just demonstrates how assiduous he is, and he's trying to just send the signal domestically that things are normal and they are going to continue as it is. So the congresses are going to be convened every 5 years as planned. North Korean Workers' Party is also going to look at its finances and also change its rules, because Kim Jong-un said the rules have been rather outdated. But internationally also, Kim Jong-un is sending a message, and perhaps across the Pacific. So the United States now just celebrating the election of a Democrat Senator, Raphael Warnock, and Kim Jong-un understands that Donald Trump is not going to have another term in White House. So it is a message to the American negotiators and Joe Biden in particular that North Korea needs the lifting of sanctions and also the peace treaty, or at least the diplomatic recognition. That's what North Korea wants to say with its Congress.
Right. I just want to add one more question. I don't have much time, Leonid, but just briefly, there is one thing that Kim praised during this Congress, that is military achievements and missile development in North Korea. What's your comment on that?
Well, North Korea is a self-proclaimed nuclear state. They had 6 nuclear tests. The most recent one was in 2017. The thermonuclear device was detonated. North Korea also has the vehicles to deliver the payload, including the nuclear-tipped missile. So North Korea still is under its own self-proclaimed moratorium. They did not violate it for almost 2 years, and I believe that it's Congress and willingness of North Korea to focus on economic development should be interpreted as a willingness to negotiate the favorable conditions for international trade, for diplomatic recognition, and potentially for peace with the United States. That's what Kim Jong-un is trying to achieve by convening this 8th Congress of Korean Workers' Party this time.
Okay, Leonid Petrov, thanks so much for that. I appreciate this analysis for us here at TRT World.